One of my favorite YouTubers is a guy known as Andrew Callaghan, and seeing his videos filming different parts of American culture, mostly unseen and unknown, and seeing him traveling to different parts of the country and interacting with different individuals has been so cool to see, considering there isn't any other YouTuber doing anything remotely similar on the platform. So after watching his last video, it kinda got me thinking. I've seen most of his videos, but I don't really know his history and his story. So anyways guys, I plan to do that in this video. So let's get started into the world of Channel 5 with Andrew Callaghan.
You're watching Channel 5.
Channel 5. Channel 5.
After an intense few weeks on the road, covering events.
Obtaining a total of over 90 million views and 2 million subscribers if we consider All Gas No Breaks and Channel 5, and entertaining many with his videos of his journalistic comedy and his various different interviews and adventures across the US. Depending on which channel of his that we're talking about, his first real upload was on December 21st, 2018 on his channel which is mostly unknown. And with his first video published on All Gas No Breaks on September 9th, 2019, sparking the birth to the channel, in which it showcased Burning Man from a different perspective. One in which was more of an interview style, but also didn't censor or allow only specific answers, and it's still entertaining to see even today.
Soft and sweet inside, always juicy. Lifestyle. I like licking ears.
So how did he get started with his interest in journalism? When Andrew was 20 years old, he took a 70-day hitchhiking trip across the country. 1 year later, he decided to publish All Gas No Breaks, a hitchhiker's diary, which essentially told his stories from his trip across America. And that's where the name of the YouTube channel came from. Before beginning his degree in journalism at Loyola University, New Orleans, Andrew was a writer for the school's newspaper. Callaghan stated that growing up, he hated every class, from the first day of kindergarten to his last day of college, but he always had a strong interest in journalism, and that's what he went to college for. And at the time he was going to university, but he was also working as a doorman on Bourbon Street. For those of you who don't know anything about Bourbon Street, it's a place in the New Orleans which receives tens of millions of visitors a year, and it's mostly known as a party street and a place where anything happens, kinda like Las Vegas. So after growing tired of his job position and also having an interest in journalism, he decided to create the YouTube channel Quarter Confessions. And he mostly asked people about their darkest secrets, and the results were pretty hilarious.
My name Papa, you heard me? I'm from the West Bank, you heard me? Hold on, let me hold it down for the West Bank real quick. Let me show you how we do it. Wait, had a little bit of money so the Lord did me good.
Eventually, Andrew wanted to have some type of funding to help pay for his idea to travel across the country and film random parts of American culture. This is when he reached out to Doing Things Media, which was started by Reed Haley, the guy who owns the Instagram account Shithead Steve. And Doing Things Media decided to buy Andrew an RV and pay him a salary to create his channel. He continued to upload videos going to various different events, conferences, and shows across the country, and interviewing the attendees, and he exploded in growth and popularity as well. And he was even maintaining his podcast channel, Break Check, as well. Then, in March 2021, Andrew posted to social media that he was no longer involved with All Gas No Breaks. In a post saying, "I am no longer associated with All Gas No Breaks. I no longer receive any of the Patreon funding, YouTube monetization, or any other show income. Nick and Evan, who lived in the RV and created the original show material, are also no longer involved. We have no control over the accounts or future of the show. When I was 20, I wrote a book called All Gas No Breaks about hitchhiking across America as a teenager. At 21, I pitched the idea of a video-based roadshow to a production company, who loaned me an RV to make videos and explore America with my best friends. I was ecstatic, so I signed an employment contract without reading it. Lesson learned. Thank you for supporting me these past years. It's been a time of my life. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing next. This is not the end. It's only the beginning to a bright, independent future for the team." The New York Times wrote a piece on March 23, 2021, detailing Andrew's contract as well with Doing Things Media, which only paid him $45,000 a year in exchange for the intellectual property rights to All Gas No Breaks. And for his Patreon, Andrew was paid 20%, his friends who worked for him 20%, and Doing Things Media took a cut of 60%.
One thing to think about is, like, I didn't get it capital S like stolen. I signed a contract when I was 21, which I didn't realize gave me no IP. Right. So it wasn't like I was just like smooth sailing and all of a sudden they were like, "We got you, mother." It was like I was young, dude. I was 21, planning to hitchhike and make a documentary about it. And this company was like, I will buy you an RV and give you 45 grand a year.
And then you're my slave.
Well, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I guess read your contracts, but also like, I'm not that pissed at the company. I mean, what do you expect a meme company to do?
Yeah.
They literally make a living off of taking people's memes and somehow
Yeah.
trademarking them. So what happened is like, I was only getting 20% of the Patreon profit participation.
Right.
That's nuts.
Which is crazy.
How
'cause
big was the Patreon at the time?
I think we're making like 50 grand a month. Like merch was making like 300K a month. Sometimes like it was crazy.
And
right?
what were you getting on merch?
I would probably get like 20K a month at the end of the day, like after everything was deducted, between like 10 and 25K a month.
Doing Things Media seemed to grow upset with Andrew making his videos covering the George Floyd protests in Minneapolis, and Andrew was also trying to renegotiate his contract, but Doing Things Media declined this. During this time, he also signed a movie deal with the company Absolutely Productions.
Right halfway through the contract, I signed a movie deal with Absolutely, which is Tim and Eric's company.
Absolutely.
Right. I've been working on that, editing nonstop for like the past 6 months. They've yet to announce it, but it's almost done.
Luckily for Andrew, he was able to gather a few lawyers and get out of the contract, ultimately getting him fired from Doing Things Media. Absolutely Productions has confirmed that they are still working with Andrew and the movie deal is still on. Ultimately, it seems that Andrew was young and fresh out of school and ready to start his dream of pursuing YouTube full time. So when he reached out to Doing Things Media and they replied that they would pay him to create videos, Andrew agreed and signed the contract without carefully going over the details. And at the same time, if he never signed the contract, maybe he would have never been so big in the first place as he is now. So what happened after this event, and what is Andrew up to now? After the devastating fallout with All Gas No Brakes, Andrew now has his own independent channel called Channel 5. This show has the same style as All Gas No Brakes, but without a company bossing Andrew, forcing him to produce content even if he didn't want to. Andrew has been able to push through all of his hardships, from that of the legality issues of All Gas No Brakes to his hallucinogen persisting perception disorder that he suffers from, which he stated was from excessive psilocybin use in his early life, around the age of 13.
I have permanent brain damage from shrooms.
Seriously?
Yeah. I have something that's called HPPD. It's called hallucinogenic post-perception disorder. So I have like permanent visual damage. Like I see visual snow and like tracers, like even right now, everywhere I look, from using too much shrooms and stuff at a young age.
And he's continued to grow on the platform, and like many of us, we can't wait for his next video in his up and coming film series. Did you learn something new? Or maybe you wanted to share your favorite story from Andrew? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Disagreeable, and I'll see you in the next one.